I know Microsoft talked to you. No, but Shane and I played. I mean, let me just explain, dude. We played Soul Calibur 3. He was all pissed off. We played Soul Calibur 3. They gave him lots of chances, dude. Lots of, double or nothing. He owed me like 20 bucks. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just play for the 360? And he agreed.
Yo, we get 360 debugs yet?
I'm talking to Microsoft right now about it on AIM. What's up?
I thought we had one.
Well, they said they're sending it out today, so we should get it by tomorrow. Shu had to take theirs back, so we're 360-less for a while. What's up with the sunglasses?
I was playing Guitar Hero last night. Eyes are fucked up.
You look like some weird white Ilagaki.
So no 360s?
Not yet, but hopefully tomorrow.
Damn it! I really want to play Cameo.
You're jonesing for Cameo, huh? If they're pink, I'd be wasted on you anyway.
Really. Rare invented like 50 new shades of pink for that game, so one more's not gonna hurt. Alright.
The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Indianapolis Colts. From the 3.
Right, so we both played Madden now, and it's pretty amazing how far they've come with it since we saw it, like at that event at EA. What was that, like a month and a half ago?
Yeah, I mean, EA has a knack, especially the Tiburon studio, to kind of 5 weeks before the game's supposed to ship, it kind of looks like a disaster, and nothing really works. And all of a sudden, they basically just come together. Same thing happened with NFL Street on PSP.
Right.
So I mean, it's come together. The problem with this game is that they set the bar really high with that Target video back in May, April or May, and the game does not look like that. They say it looks better. I disagree, but I still think it's a pretty big jump from what we saw in the current gen stuff. Especially if you start comparing screenshots, it's a pretty big difference. And when you start playing it, it's even more noticeable.
Yeah, and I think that's really the thing, is when you start playing it is when those things come out. It's really hard to tell now in a screenshot the differences between any generation.
Yeah.
Just like it is Xbox to PS2, and like it's going to be 360 to PS3, it's when the game's in motion.
So, I mean, the big thing about Madden is the audio, the difference. I mean, now you're hearing Peyton Manning's voice when you're at the line of scrimmage, actually calling the play, hearing Ray Lewis on the other side of the ball. And also, they've kind of weirdly taken John Madden out of the equation, and he's not calling the game anymore. So you have this radio announcer who's kind of like a local guy. It brings a lot of emotion to the game. It's like football's a very emotional game, and he actually adds that drama. You actually feel like you're surrounded by like 73,000 people screaming, either for you or against you. And little things you'll notice, like as you lose, they'll kind of die down a little bit, and then they'll also ramp up as you start to play better. So that's,
and you can hear the guys on the field talking noise, so it's like you're there. I mean, you can hear them in the trenches running smack.
We've seen that before, but it's kind of more actually hearing a real voice, like hearing a guy that you actually recognize is the key thing. Like the 2K series did that pretty well. You hear people on the field, but now actually hearing, like when I'm playing against Peyton Manning, actually hearing him check to an audible and hearing his real voice, that just adds that.
And the acoustic is right. The acoustic is right. It doesn't sound so canned. It actually, it has like the resonance of being on the field.
Oh yeah, because I took stuff from NFL Films and basically rated their audio files.
Vanderjack moves in for the extra point. And he tacks on the extra point.
My big thing is the animations, what you haven't seen before. I mean, things that I technically couldn't do before, jumping over the pile in the end zone, just little things like that. Seeing a guy backpedal screen pass, see a guy kind of tippy-toe at the back of the end zone to get his feet in. Stuff like that we never saw before. Those things you're not going to sell in a screenshot, and I think that's where people, until they probably even get this game and see little things that you can't see in even 2 minutes of footage on the internet. That's when they're going to see this game is more than just like about with the graphics. I remember on a breakaway actually with Clinton Portis, and actually saw people on the sidelines waving me toward the end zone, and just kind of those moments that you never saw before. That's what next gen for me is all about. It's like adding those little details that they never could have before. Yes, of course, we want to see a game that pushes the envelope in terms of graphical power, And you know, it does. I mean, I think it's especially after playing this game and going back, there's a big difference. But it's not going to be the leap that everybody hoped for because they set the bar so high. But I still think it's all those little things that make it a game, especially for a Madden fan. You probably definitely want this game.
Yeah.
Anderson goes in for the touchdown.
You're not going to find this feature-heavy, game. You're not going to find, a big owner mode. You're not going to find NFL Superstar. But you're going to find things on the field that you've never seen before. And for me, it's all about gameplay. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to sell me in a game. I don't care whether I can, change the price of my hot dogs. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not into selling nachos or setting the price for parking
never
stalls.
Never going to give a crap about that stuff. And
yeah,
for people who do, well, you know what? That's why they have the current gen game. That's for you. But for people who want a difference in gameplay and take football to the next level, this is the game for you.
Yeah, totally agree.
I'm old school. Encroachment. Defense. First down.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get this thing to work.
What thing? What is that?
The Nintendo Wi-Fi connector thingy.
What's it for?
It lets us play Mario Kart DS online.
We can already play against each other ad hoc. Come on, let's race. I want to race now.
Yeah, but if I get this working, then I could just stay at my desk and race you while you're at your desk.
Okay, but then I wouldn't get to see your face when I smash you.
Well, it's not working really great. Let's just go to the park and race there.
Okay, you want to go grab some lunch too?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Standing in front of McDonald's because we're hoping to tap into the Wayport free Wi-Fi to play Mario Kart online, but
And maybe also to get a little bit SOCOM in
and
there.
maybe a little SOCOM if they let us, but it doesn't seem to be working out for any of us.
Wait, but there's like 10 networks here, so I'm gonna try another one.
All right.
Why can't get online
Nope.
Mine's still not working.
All right, here's Wayport access.
Maybe I actually have to buy like some French fries or something.
Really?
No, it says their internet connection is free here, but I can't seem to get online.
No, I can't
Okay.
either.
Well, it's not working.
So much for the future of handheld gaming. Okay.
I wish I could say I'm loving it, but I'm really not.
Yes, Commander. Enemy to the north, sir.
The single player stuff's pretty simple. A lot simpler.
I think
than the PS2
it's
stuff.
just straight up bad. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's it's practice fodder, but at the same time, after a few maps, you won't want to really continue. I mean, once you get the hang of the mechanics, you're not going to be like, I'm going to finish this game. you know?
Right. There's one thing about the PSP version that's different from the PS2. It's a lot more sort of run and gun. There's bits that encourage stealth, but
Right.
it tends to sort of you're better off kind of running up to a guy, like doing the lock-on
Dude,
thing and just
like,
firing at him
full
until he
auto,
drops.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I think part of the problem is that the actual maps. I'm not sure if it's a hardware limitation, but the maps themselves I think are less complex. So there's less sort of like 3D structures to hide within, and I mean there are buildings, but they're just big empty rooms with a window or something like
Right.
that. So to me, I found there were less sort of cubby holes for snipers.
There's a lot of closed-off buildings and rooms. I know
Yeah.
a lot more than in SOCOM
Right.
3. So you'd very often be hunting around for somewhere to hide. I really like the fact that it doesn't default to a handgun now. That your secondary weapon is
I guess
is
they realized
automatic.
nobody wants to use a pistol,
Right.
right? So, but I actually did use pistols in SOCOM. I think and the thing with SOCOM
You use
PSP.
pistols in SOCOM? Ooh, I'm so cool.
Well, I'm just, it was for style only. I didn't get any kills. I think the thing with SOCOM PSP is that it's not really about innovation. I think the its special thing is that it's first. It's the first game to do it right.
Yep.
I don't think Twisted Metal was quite there, and
No.
none of the baseball games I played online were playable.
Right.
It's so laggy; it wasn't playable. So. SOCOM was, has set precedents, and I think, especially with the voice chat thing, that's pretty amazing.
The controls, I think, are going to take some getting used to. Similar problem to GTA, but maybe not as bad. Like getting used to, like not having 2 sticks is a bit of a limitation.
It's way better than GTA though. It's way
Right,
better.
the lock-on has a lot more logic to it, and it makes it, why you've lost a lock, rather than you don't end up locking through a tree or a building. It loses the lock for you, and
if you just ran and gun with the target locked the whole time, you're not going to hit much, and you're just going to be blowing bullets. So you really do have to stop and crouch, and then fire, then then move, fire, then move. So there is gameplay there. It's not quite SOCOM.
Some things I would have liked to have included is to be able to customize the controls. It's interesting the way it uses the face buttons, because like if you tap the triangle button, you go between the stances, whereas if you hold it, it automatically switches to grenades.
Right.
And I typically don't use grenades very much in SOCOM. I would have liked to have been able to dictate what that button press did.
Right. I haven't played a single shooter with a one joystick scheme that I felt comfortable with, and this is the first one where I'm like, this actually works, and I think people can be competitive with it. So
what they've crammed into a PSP game is unbelievable. I mean, it's got problems. The ghosting on the animation
is really bad.
It's possibly the worst of any PSP game I've seen.
And also during intense moments or when you're indoors, the frame rate will take a dip. But maybe it's the frame rate and the ghosting together that kind of like makes me want to vomit. But still, it's when I'm playing this in bed and I have the headphones on and I'm and I'm killing other editors. It was like amazing. It was like the future in my hand.
¡Granada! ¡Una granada!
This game reminds me of Super Mario Kart.
That's because it's the sequel. But
So
no,
what-
actually it does bear a lot of similarities to the original Mario Kart, and I believe the producer, Mr. Kano, said that he feels this is the first time they've actually surpassed the original Mario Kart, which are, fighting words.
Yeah.
But after Double Dash, which was kind of boring, I'm willing to believe it.
Well, I did like Double Dash, but it's kind of nice to get back to sort of, the hopping and the sort of the mechanic feels exactly like it's supposed to. I like that. What do you think about the new weapons? Do they make things
The new weapons are
crazier,
interesting. I really hate
unbalanced?
the new blue shell, which flies through the air toward you.
Why do you hate it?
Because then it drops on you and explodes and flips you over, and there's no way to dodge it. With just about any other kind of, seeking weapon, you can drag something behind you and prevent it from hitting you if you time it just right.
Or have
But,
the little ring of bombs.
yeah, there's no way to do that with the blue shell. You're pretty much toast as soon as it locks on
So
you.
it's basically like another lightning or like one of those unavoidable
Right.
attacks.
And on the other hand, the new weapon, the squid, is actually not that big a threat because there's a really detailed map on the bottom screen at all times. And you could actually finish the race just using that and do a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, it's just sort of like this momentary shock when your screen goes
Right.
black for a second. You're like,
I mean, if you want to be
what
really hardcore, you can just race with everything black and show off, but it doesn't really make a
You
difference.
could. Yeah, the little map is quite handy actually, but I confess I never look at it. I only look at the top screen.
Only 4 people can go online, but 8 people can play at once if
At
it's
home.
locally.
Yeah. You were also saying that some of the tracks aren't available.
Right, only
online.
about 20 of the 32 total tracks are available online. It doesn't matter if you've unlocked them or not. They're just not there. And I think in a lot of cases it's because they're more complicated tracks where you have pinball flippers and steel balls rolling around, or thwomp traps stomping everyone, or bullets flying through the air or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just too much to keep up and synchronized online, so they dropped those.
Have you been able to find any online opponents yet?
A few. I haven't been able to participate in any 4-player matches yet because there are so few people actually playing this right now. But I have gone up against 2 other people a couple of times. And already I'm discovering that the problem that plagues other online games, which is losers dropping out before they've actually lost, is still prevalent here.
Cheaters.
So your 4-player games will probably turn into 2 or 3-player games pretty
Yeah.
quickly. So see, this is why the DS is going to dominate PSP moving into the future.
Hey guys, what are you guys playing? What is that? Check this out. Have you guys seen this? Yeah. Listen to that. This is some U.S. Navy
Sounds like
SEALs right
someone,
here. Yeah.
clicking
Fire
a
Team
stapler.
Bravo. Ooh, so calm.
You're scaring my Nintendo dog.